Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. First of all, thanks very much to everyone who liked and subscribed the last video. Very much appreciated. Every little helps. I'm out on the Himalayan today. The weather's a little bit spotty. I think Storm Dave's going to come through later on today, so I'm getting out relatively early-ish in the morning. I didn't want to get the BSA too dirty, just in case it did rain earlier. So it's a little bit spotty. Whoa, expect the unexpected. So apologies if we get any raindrops on the camera. It seems to be easing up a little bit. What I thought I'd do today is talk about, well, before I start the main topic, what I thought I'd do is just to recap on my BSA battery issue. I did get a new battery in the end, and that's working fine at the moment. Thanks very much for the comments that everyone made. It broadly fell into two camps. The first was that it could have been a regulator/rectifying issue that was slowly knacking the battery up. That's a distinct possibility. And also the second one was the fact that it could have been my optimizer. Now my optimizer is reasonably old. It's not old, but it's probably about 7 years old. And the other optimizer I've got that I put on the Himalayan is a smart charger/optimizer, whatever that means. And that's just about a year old. So what I might do, I might just switch between the two. So I switch between the bikes between the latest one, the newest one, whilst I get the regulator checked, just to make sure it's not that. Now I did email BSA to see whether they had any great number of rectifier problems, but I haven't heard back from them. So I think what I might do is, after Easter, I'll give my local dealer a call, see if they've come across any. And it may well be that I might need to go in and get it checked. So yeah, so that's the update on the batteries. I do, for the moment anyway, have both bikes that are fully serviceable, which is good. What I thought I'd talk about today is why we ride. Which might seem a bit of a strange thing to talk about, but different people have different reasons. And my viewers are predominantly over the age of 50 by a long chalk. So I'm guessing most of us have got past the tear-arting around the countryside at walk factor 6 on sports bikes. I'm sure there are some of you that still do that, and good luck to you. But I suspect most of us have possibly scaled down our bikes. For example, say I've got the Gold Star 650 and I've got the Himalayan 411. So between the two of them, they probably haven't got as much horsepower as a modern sports bike. Well, definitely haven't got the horsepower but it doesn't mean that we can't have fun. And I think as we get older, fun, in inverted commas, for most people changes. Not just motorcycling, but in life generally, I think. I mean, I don't drink, but I stopped drinking in 2014, but in my youth I used to always be out down the pub or the bar or wherever. And then as I got older and older, pubs didn't do it for me. I used to drink at home, like a lot of people do, and that can get quite dangerous if you're not careful. I think motorcycles whether we are aware of it or not, are extremely good for our mental health. And I think for most people, if they thought about it, probably ride. Gosh, look at that place, beautiful. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted there. Yeah, so I think a lot of people relish and savour the time alone. When I say alone, you can be in a group of riders, but at the end of the day, it's just you and your bike. And the amount of focus that you have to put in if you want to stay alive is immense. It's extremely difficult to think about two things at once, so that when we're in that zone of just you and the bike, it's almost like a Zen state. I'd be interested to know whether you've experienced that state of mind when out riding, whether on your own or in a group. Now, personally, I'm not a great fan of riding in large groups. Maximum for me is probably about 5. Otherwise I tend to lose a little bit of concentration. I do enjoy riding on my own, as well as with mates. It's not about how fast I'm going, it's about how much I am at one with the bike and the road. And sometimes, I'm sure we've all been there, where you're all set to go out on your bike, get all your gear on, you jump on your bike, you go half a mile down the road and think, nah, not today. And your mind, it's either your mind or whatever, is just not there. That happens quite often, or has happened quite often over the years. And I've headed off home, put the bike away, got my gear off, and didn't feel any the worse for it. I think a lot of that comes down to experience for most people. I think those that persist through that initial feeling are setting themselves up for trouble. You might disagree on that, but certainly I think that's my thoughts. If you don't feel up for it, don't do it. The consequences, as we all know, can be too bad. I think people who've never ridden a bike before don't really understand it. And they always think that we're riding a death trap. And it's just one risk too many. But for the vast majority of us, we ride sensibly and within our limits. And hats off to everyone who, even though they've been riding a while, have decided to get extra training. Because the older we are, the less sharp our reactions are. Our minds tend to slow down a little bit, whether we think they do or don't. So it's important to keep our skills up. Riding regularly definitely helps. But also, if you're not careful, it can embed bad habits. And we all slip into bad habits. I don't believe anyone who says they don't. And when I go to bike cafes and the like, I look at the age group of bikers, and I bet the average age is 50. Around about 50, plus or minus a couple of years. And you don't see that many sports bikes these days. I mean, obviously there are some still around, but most of them tend to be adventure style bikes or modern classics. I think that says a lot about how biking has changed over the years. I think it's changed as the average age has changed, and where biking's gone from being a necessity to largely a leisure pursuit. So, that's it for today, short and sweet. Thanks very much for tuning in. I'd love to know what you think about the things I've covered today. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would be immensely helpful and very much appreciated, as always. And with that, I shall wish you goodbye.